So I have a dating question. I'm kind of looking for insight as like how to move forward. So here's a story. There's a guy that I was talking to from my small group over the past year. We've been getting to know each other. It was really intense for 4 months. We were talking every single day, hanging out every weekend.
Does your group know about this?
I'm sorry?
Does your small group
my
know
group
about
leaders
this?
did. My group leaders did, but I didn't tell anybody else. No.
Well, you guys got a little secret thing going on here in the group.
We got a little secret thing. We do. Well, here's the thing, though. I after like 3 months of it being so intense, I just felt like there was no clarity on like what it was. Because it wasn't necessarily anything romantic. There was no physical contact or anything like that. So, and he made it clear that we were just friends. But then there was 2 things that he did do that I was like, well, friends don't do that. So I just want to know what your intentions are. And he got scared. He backed off and he said,
I'm already confused because you said there's nothing romantic. There's nothing, no smoochy going on. There's, nothing. But then you're very, very intense. That sounds like a lot of unclarity to me too. So you had the DTR call, right?
I did, and he backed away and he said that he just couldn't be authentic around me, and so that was really confusing. But it's fine.
He said what?
He said he couldn't be authentic around me because he said that, and he didn't know whatever he did that I would take as he's more interested than he is. Or that's kind of what I interpreted from what he said.
I'm going to need you to say that one more time. I couldn't quite hear it. I'm going to adjust my volume here a little bit. He couldn't be authentic around you, meaning
because
what?
He didn't know. He said I could take anything as more than what he wanted it to mean.
Well, that's what authenticity does. It helps clarify if things are where they're not to be understood.
Yeah, so it was really confusing. So we let it go. We didn't talk at all. We were still in the same small group. Everything, is fine. I was kind of hurt by it because I am a single mom. I have a 1-year-old son. So it was just kind of like, I felt like, why would you, step in and not be intentional? But then he came back around and we started talking again in March, talking every single day, pretty intense, like heavy conversation. And then hanging out every weekend as well. And so I was like, okay, I was like, I'm going to meet him where he's at. We had a conversation, and last time he knows that whatever he does, I'm going to take it as he's interested because he's entering back into the relationship like it used to be. Well, I had a conversation with him a couple weeks ago, and I don't know, he backed away again, and he said he needed space. He said that he feels like he's revealed like a pattern in his life of not being able to be vulnerable and not being able to trust. And so that's why he can't be in a relationship with me because he doesn't know if he can give that to me. He's not sure.
If he can give that based on because you may not be trustworthy or because he's broken. His trust muscle's broken.
Yeah, so I kind of explored that a little bit. I asked him some questions because he said it was a pattern. So I was like, do you feel like, I was like, sometimes it's just not the right person, and that's okay. But I was like, and he said that he thinks it's him. He doesn't think it's me, and he doesn't think that
so
it's
Jackie,
with
I got
any other girls.
I so get it. I so get it. Now, first of all, I'd ask you. You went back and did this again, and he never clarified anything. You just hopped back into it, right?
Yes.
Jackie?
Yes.
Jackie?
I'm here. Yes.
Why did you do that? Why'd you do that? Why'd you go back into it without having him say, wait a minute, whoa, we just went through 4 months of this. You bailed. You gave me no explanation. You said all this psychobabble about authenticity BS. And now you want, well, no. Tell me what your intentions are here.
Yeah. So when do I know when to do that? Because
about
I don't
10
want to come
minutes ago.
across.
About 10 minutes ago.
Well,
That's
okay,
when.
I did it after. I guess I did it at 10 minutes into starting conversation again. Or what do you mean?
Well,
Because
all
I
I'm
talked
saying,
to him
look,
like the beginning of July. Like I talked to him a
okay,
month ago.
okay. So now, are y'all back
And so
now in it? You're back in it again?
no, I confronted him and I just said, "Hey, I really like you. I don't really know what this is." And that's when he told me he's like I don't know if I can be vulnerable with you, and I don't know if I can give you what you want. And all I said is
Okay.
all I want is I want commitment. I don't want you to be pursuing another girl. That's all I want. That's it.
Whoa,
And
you
he
what?
kept
Hey, wait a
on.
minute. Stop, stop, stop. You said, what did you say? You said all you want is him not pursuing another girl?
Yeah, like because I'm fine with taking things slow and still getting to know each other, and like he doesn't have
Jackie,
to promise he'll
stop,
marry me.
stop, stop,
Okay.
stop. You are, and this is fine. It's your life, okay? But you're
Okay.
fine. But here's what you're telling me, and I'm not making any
Okay.
judgments here, sort of.
Okay.
You're telling me, okay, I'm with a guy. He'll never tell me what his real reasons for talking to me are. And then he'll talk to me intensively all the time, but then he'll say, no, don't take this as anything. I'm not interested. And then he'll say, but I really can't be interested because I can't be authentic with you. And then he says, I really can't. And you're fine with that. Okay, then how can I help you?
well,
If you're
well, I
fine
guess
with that,
giving me.
why are you calling
No,
it sweet?
no, no, no. I'm not fine about the unclarity. That's when I had a conversation with him because I was like, this needs to be clear of what this is. Our
Apparently it
relationship.
doesn't. No, it doesn't need to be
Yeah,
clear. You've been fine with it.
okay.
He has no need to
I've
make
been
it clear.
fine with it. No, I don't understand why you're saying I'm fine with it. What am I fine with?
You just told me that you said to him, as long as you don't go after other girls, I'm fine with taking this like it is. That's what you said to me.
Yeah, but then I have the clarity that I need is that he's being intentional about our relationship.
Well, I didn't hear
And I guess
that.
that's what I wanted. Is that a low standard?
Yes.
It is. Why? What am I missing that I should want?
Okay. That is such an awesome question. Thank you, Jackie. That is a great question. All right, let's pretend. Let's pretend. Okay, I'm a baseball coach, okay?
Okay.
You got a guy that's been hanging around the field for 4 months. He won't step on the field. Do you want to be on my team? I don't know. That's asking too much. I can't be authentic to say I want to be on your team or not and whatever. But we'll come talking. I'll pick up some balls and throw them at you. But when you try to really pick up a bat and swing at it, no, that's too much for me. And then you say, no, I want to do this. And then he comes back several months later. And then you say, okay, well, as long as you're not playing around any other fields, then you can keep doing this around our field. Yes, that is a low bar.
Yeah.
What a
Okay.
what a baseball coach would say is, "Hey, I look at you. You got some talent, right? There's some things I like about
Yeah.
you. I've seen you throw it. I've seen you swing at it. I want you to declare if you want to work out, and try out. You want to practice with us. That's great, but I want to see you pick up a glove. I want to see you show up on time. I want to see you swing at it. I want to see you throw it. My point being, if I'm in your chair, and I think women all over I'd love to hear them call in and go on Facebook. I bet they'll tell you. I think they would want you to say, raise the bar a little bit and say, have him be more direct with you. Have him say,
Yeah.
what he really wants. Have him not get the cake, have his cake and eat it too, in terms of all this intensity and all this greatness, but then say, no, but I really don't want to date you. And I would just, why don't you want a guy to step up and say, wow, let's get to know each other. and be authentic and not say, I can't be authentic with you forever. But, I've got some trust issues, but I'm going to try with you and I'm going to express myself and I'm going to be vulnerable and let's see where that goes. I would just like to see somebody a little more in the game to match how much you're in the game. That would be a little higher bar.
Yeah. Okay. I guess sometimes as a woman, I have a fear of like expecting too much, and then guys are like, "Oh, she's too needy." So I think
Hey,
I'm not finding the right balance.
Jackie.
Yeah.
If a woman's showing up and saying, hey, I just want you to be honest with me, be authentic with me. If you got some sort of, issues here to process those with me. Let's do this together. Been in a small group forever. I know you well. And I don't think that's being too needy to ask somebody to talk.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I eventually did. I just set some boundaries, so I just wanted to make sure I was being reasonable. Because I just told him, I was like, we can't be friends. We can't talk. You can't text me because I don't know your intentions.
Not a high bar.
Because he told me right before, not a high bar to not be friends. I don't I have no contact with him at all.
No, I'm saying for you to say, you can't do all this intensity with me and continue to be unclear. For now, we're going on the better part of over half a year. And for you to set a boundary with that, that's not too high a bar. You're not being too needy. You're not being too demanding, in my view.
Okay.
Here's what I would do. Okay, Jackie.
Yes.
If you were my friend or if you were my daughter, okay?
Yeah.
Here's what I would say. Jackie, you are so awesome. I mean, look at all these gifts you have, all these talents, all these abilities to connect and talk and this, that, and the other. Don't just hire anybody to play the role of boyfriend unless they meet some qualifications. I would want to see them show up and say, Jackie, you're awesome. Where have you been? Let's go play. Let's go. We're going on a date, girl. This is a date. I'm declaring. We're going out to a restaurant and I'm going to pay. How about that for old fashioned? Or I want to get to know you better. I want to spend time with you. I want to know about your dreams and your, that's what I want for my daughter. I want somebody to show up and like be in the relationship. Otherwise, why are we wasting our time? Unless you want to be friends. But even friends are authentic. Yeah, come on. No, I don't think you're being too demanding if that's your question. Okay?
Okay. So moving forward, when do you know to give people space? No, not with him. But moving forward, like guys are like, well, I need space. I take things slow. Like, what does that really even mean? And how do you know, like, to be like, okay, like I can take things slow, or how do I know when it's like this situation all over again? Is that just a time thing where I just need to be aware of like, like, hey, this is kind of, we've been doing this for like a month, or I feel like that's like a common thing.
I don't know if there's a formula for that. I would be if somebody was saying
I haven't read your book. I haven't read your book, but I've heard about it and I've heard you talk about it, and so I'm trying to adapt. Like I'm seeing other people right now, just getting to know them and stuff.
Yeah. Well,
so it's just a new idea to like. Yeah.
Well, generally, what you want to do is you want to have the activities, you want to have the commitment. You want to have the level of engagement, and you want to have kind of the dynamics of what you're actually doing in a relationship matching the definition of the relationship, right?
Okay.
So if you're getting to know somebody, you're going out with different people and this, that, and the other, but one is kind of standing out in the crowd and you're getting more connected to that person, you're spending more time. at some point, it starts to feel like this is a little more than just casual dating. Somebody says, you know what, we're spending a lot of time together, and um, maybe we want to talk about where we are. I mean, is it time to be exclusive and not date other people? What are your feelings about where we are? And so at that moment, what you want to do is you make sure you have alignment. Most of the times where people say I need space is when they've really rushed into deeper involvement, deeper engagement than a a natural unfolding of a relationship would allow for. Okay. It'd be like a stranger shows up to your door and you open the door and take them all the way back to the bedroom. Who does that? Nobody does that.
Yeah.
But people do it every day in the dating life. See, what you
Yeah.
generally do, somebody rings your doorbell, what do? You look through the peephole and you say, who's there? They show proper identification. You're vetting people. You're getting to know them in their settings and this that, and the other. And then you say, yeah, well, you seem pretty cool. Then what do? You step outside the house into the yard and you have a conversation in public view where you're safe and find out more about this person. And then what do? Oh, so yeah, I know Mary. We went to school together. You know Mary. Well, Steve and I are cousins. Well, now you're putting them into a context. And then what do?
Okay.
Come on to the bedroom? No. You say, hey, come on
No.
in. Let's go have a drink, or let's go have a cup of coffee or whatever. And there's a gradual unfolding. So what happens is a lot of
Yeah.
people skip all of that and they're impulsive and they go deep in one area, oftentimes the physical, and then they go, whoa, I need to back up. Well, the I need to back up is usually a sign that somebody hadn't had good process along the way. So you just make sure you order the process in a way that feels comfortable to you. Does
Okay. Okay.
that help?
Yeah. Yeah, that does help. Thank you. I'm actually surprised I
Okay.
got your call. I really appreciate all that you do. So thank you
Well,
so much
thank you,
for everything.
Jackie. I'm glad, and you don't seem too overwhelming. To me, it seems like you're the opposite. It seems like you got all the patience of Job. I mean, this guy got, but I might be wrong. Maybe we should have him call and give his side.
Well,
But until then, pick up my book, How
yeah,
to Get a Date
maybe.
with People. And you know what?
Okay, sounds great.
Go to boundaries.me. There's a lot of information on there about all these processes.